Morning, dear children. Welcome back to the class. I hope you all must be doing good. Children, as you know, we are reading Unit 3, Section 2, The Chess Players, written by Munshi Premchand. Let us now read the remaining portion of the story. So, children, come to page number 103 of your textbook. Children, in our last class, we read how King Wajid Ali Shah had been captured by the British Army and they escorted him to an unknown destination. He was driven away as a prisoner, but nobody in the city of Lucknow protected him and fought for him. Mirza laid another game as soon as they were gone. Defeat is always painful. Mir said, "Come on, let us sing an elegy to mourn Nawab Sahib's fall." But Mirza's loyalty to the king had disappeared with his defeat. He was bent upon taking revenge. Children, we read, the last of the troops disappeared from sight, taking the Nawab with them. But soon after that, Mirza readied himself for another game. The pain of a defeat is hard to bear. So they decided to recite an elegy. Elegy is a sad poem or a song that expresses sorrow for one who has died. So they recited an elegy to mourn Nawab's capture. But Mirza's patriotism had evaporated following his defeat and he was getting impatient to get even. Mirza had lost three successive games, and the fourth one too didn't seem to be going his way. He was playing with the determination to win, but each considered move he made somehow went wrong and weakened his position. His desire for revenge was sharpened with each defeat. On the other hand, Mir Sahib was bursting into ghazals and teasing Mirza Sahib as if he had unearthed a secret treasure. Mirza Sahib was irritated, but he would utter words of praise for Mir Sahib to overcome his embarrassment. But as his position progressively weakened, he was losing his patience, so much so that he was losing control over himself. Dusk had fallen. The bats in the ruined mosque raced in. The swallows returned back to their nest. But the two players remained firm in their places like two bloodthirsty adversaries. Mirza had lost three games in a row, and the fourth game was also not going in his favor. Every time he would resolve to win, and that made him extra cautious. But despite all caution, a single bad move would turn the tables against him. Following every defeat, his desire to take revenge would intensify. Mir Sahib, on the other hand, was in high spirits. He was singing ghazals and from time to time clicked his fingers as if he had discovered some hidden treasure. Mirza found the ghazals very irritating, but expressed his appreciation nevertheless in order to camouflage the rising anger. But as he continued to lose, his patience deserted him so much so that he even made his irritation evident. Now don't change your move again and again. What's this? You make a move and then change it? Make your move only once. Don't touch a piece unless you're moving it. You are taking too much time. This is against the rules. If someone takes more than 5 minutes to make a move, he should be treated as the loser. Now you've changed your move again. Please put the piece back. Mir Sahib's queen was about to be taken. He said, "I haven't moved yet." "You have made your move. Please put the piece back where it was." "Why should I put it back? I had never let it go from my hand." Mirza commented, "Sir, do not take back your moves. This is ridiculous that you should make a move and then take it back. Make a move and that should be final. Why do you keep touching the pieces? Until you have decided your move, you should not touch the pieces at all. You take half an hour to make a move. This is not permitted. Whosoever takes more than 5 minutes to make a move should be considered as having lost. There, you have taken back your move once again. Keep that piece back in its place. Mir Sahib's queen was in trouble. When did I ever make a move? He asked innocently. Mirza replied, You have made your move. Please place that piece on that square. Mir Sahib replied, Why should I keep it there? When did I ever release that piece? Mirza, if you don't let go your piece till eternity, does it mean you haven't moved it? Now, when your queen is being taken, you have started cheating. It is you who is cheating. Winning or losing is by luck. No one wins by cheating. Then you have been checkmated in this game. Why have I been checkmated? Okay, then replace the piece in the same square. Why? I won't do it. Why not? You'll have to. Tempers were rising. Both were unwilling to yield. Then the argument took a different turn. Mirza said, You would have known the rules if someone had played chess in your family. Mirza Sajjad Ali replied, If you do not release the piece till the day of judgment, would that imply you have not made your move? You are cheating because your queen is in trouble. Mir, it is you who cheat. A win or loss is a matter of fate. No one wins through cheating. Mirza, then you must accept defeat in this game. Mir replied, Why should I accept defeat? Mirza, then you put your piece on that square where you had placed it earlier. Mir, why should I place it there? I will not do so. Mirza, why will you not place it there? You must. The war of words intensified. Both held their grounds and no one was willing to yield. The talks took a turn for the worse, and subjects irrelevant to the game of chess began to be mentioned. Mirza said, One can know the rules of chess only if it has been played in the family for generations. He said, Your ancestors were grass cutters. How could you learn to play chess? Nobility is something different. One does not become a nobleman just by receiving a jagir. What? It is your father who must have been a grass cutter. In our family, we have been playing chess for generations. Oh, leave it. You have spent your life working as a cook at Ghaziuddin's. To become a nobleman is no joke. Children, now come to page number 104. Mirza replied, One can know the rule of chess only if it had been played in the family for generations. Your family has always been engaged in cutting grass. How can you play chess? One does not become an aristocrat just by inheriting an estate. Mir replied, What? Your father must have cut grass. In our family, we have played chess for generations. Mirza, you have spent your life working as a chef for Ghaziuddin Haider, and now you are acting high and mighty. It is not a joke to be an aristocrat. So, children, they started blaming and accusing each other. Why are you blackening the faces of your ancestors? They must have been cooks. Our family has always dined with kings. You grass cutter, don't make tall claims. Hold your tongue. I am not used to listening to this kind of language. If someone stares at me, I pluck out his eyes. I dare you. You want to test my courage? All right, let us test each other's to the end. I am not afraid of you. Both the friends drew their swords from their hips. It was the age of chivalry. Everyone was equipped with a sword or a dagger. Both friends were pleasure loving but no cowards. They had become devoid of political will to fight for the kings. Why should they die for the king? But they were not deficient in personal courage. Both of them fought on and fatally wounded, died, writhing in pain. They who could not spare a single drop of tear for their king died defending their queens on the chessboard. It was getting dark. The pieces still lay on the chessboard. It was as if both the kings sitting on their thrones were shedding tears at the death of these warriors. Now, children, we can see that both the friends started blaming and accusing each other. In fact, they even blamed their ancestors They commented on them. Mir replied, "Why are you besmirching your ancestors? They must have been chefs. In our family, we have always dined with the king." Mirza replied, "Stop it, you grass cutter. Don't talk rubbish. Hold your tongue, else the consequences will be bad." "I am not used to hearing such nonsense," Mir replied. "If someone gives me dirty looks, I would not hesitate to gouge out his eyes. Do you have the guts?" Mirza, "You want to test my guts, do you? Let's have a duel unto death then." Mir, "Who is afraid of you?" Both friends drew out their swords. It was a royal era. Everyone carried swords or daggers. Both were pleasure seekers, but not cowards. Their political sentiments had been deadened. Why should they die for their king? But both of them had abundant personal valor. Both took up positions. The swords glinted. There was the sound of steel clashing against steel. Both fell down injured, and both died while writhing in pain. The two had not shed a tear for their king, but sacrificed their lives defending the queens on the chessboard. It had grown dark. The chessboard was laid for a game. The two kings on the chessboard, seated on their respective thrones, appeared to be crying over the deaths of the two braves. There was a deafening silence all around. The collapsing walls of the ruin, the crumbling walls and the dust coated minarets watched over the corpse and swayed their heads in grief. So, children, here we can see that how a life of a person changed for the worse because of an unhealthy obsession. Alright, children, that's all for the day. I would be sharing the written work with you in your class groups. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Goodbye. Thank you.